Okay, so this is a game called Get Closer. Questions that strengthen bonds and build relationships. Couple edition. Are you gonna say something about it?
Nah.
Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive on in. Okay, so we're gonna start with close, and then we're gonna go closer, and then we're gonna go closer. Okay,
Babe, you want to walk them through the game, babe?
I can. So there's levels to the game. So it's close, closer, and closest. So with close, it's introductory questions that build trust and make you more comfortable with each other. With closer, it's personal questions that encourage you to share your feelings and strengthen your bond. Closest is deep questions that uncover your rawest emotions, wildest dreams, and biggest secrets.
Ooh, biggest secrets.
Biggest secrets. I'm pretty sure we know. This one's. Oh no, that's the rules. I'm pretty sure we know each other's secrets.
Yeah, I ain't got too much of nothing to hide. You pretty much know all of my deepest, darkest.
Facts. Oh, babe, we were supposed to make it all feng shui up in here. We were supposed to light some candles, play some music. It says, have your chosen drinks. We got water today. But yeah, you ready to get started?
Sure.
Okay. So, close. Which of my friends do you like most, and who do you like the least?
Well, I feel like I feel like we ain't heard that one. Like the most and like the least.
I don't like this
Yeah,
question.
I'm like I say, I don't say it ain't nobody that I don't like.
Yeah,
Especially anybody that you call a friend.
exactly.
You've never had a actual friend that I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that you was close to. Like the most. Even that's hard to say right now.
Yeah.
Really just because. Let me see. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's okay to
I don't
or answer.
because I would just be saying it just by like how I know them, but I don't have a reason to say that, hey, I like you the most. Like not because of any big change in you or I don't really have a reason to say that.
First of all, anybody I call a friend is dope as fuck, period. Like, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's dope. Period. So we've never had a conversation about like who you like the least, because if that was a thing, they wouldn't be in my life anyway. So it wouldn't even be a friend. So yeah, I feel you. Like, it's okay for you to not have an answer for that. That's fine.
No, I
don't want to answer that same one because that was lame. I don't like it.
All right,
oh, you gonna go closer? Okay.
Okay.
No.
It's fine. No,
I thought we was gonna do I do a close.
You're right.
And then
we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. When was the last time I made you feel appreciated?
You make me feel appreciated every day, and that's not even on no corny shit. I mean, I'm thinking we're not on camera. That's not even like being corny. Like, you make me feel appreciated every day by how you show up for me every day, how you love on me every day, how you look at me, like the random moments where I'll be doing something and you'll just walk over to me and like embrace me or give me a kiss, or just random moments where you like, and then you do this daily, like random moments where you're just like, baby, I love you, or baby, you look so beautiful, like things like that. And that's a daily habit you have. So there's never been a time where I don't feel appreciated by you.
Well,
so I guess today would be the answer.
That's definitely good to know.
Yeah. You're basically obsessed with me, and I'm okay with that.
I am.
Okay, closer. How can I be a better partner?
How can you be a better partner? Better, I honestly don't know.
You know what I think is funny about this?
Go ahead.
It's like, this is a dope question because this is something we often ask each other anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's funny. I was eager to see what your answer was going to be, because I'm like, I feel like we just had to talk about this. Like, we talk about this often.
Yeah.
So, okay, what's your answer though?
Yeah, how can you be a better partner to me? Above and beyond what you already do right now, like I don't even have an answer for that. And I say that, and look, I know, man, that may not
But
be
you
the most
suck. I'm
entertaining
just
thing for people to hear.
Yeah.
But when I think about just how you've been in my life, even as of recently, there's anything that I could ask more of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in order for me to say that, I would say like, hey, there's an area where you're not doing something,
Mm-hmm.
and I need you to step it up in this area.
Right.
And I don't have anywhere in my life right now where I'm like, babe, like, I need you to step it up in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because we started this year with such a different energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we started it with the intent to be more present in our marriage,
Mm-hmm.
showing up for each other, being more on purpose when it comes to how I husband, you know, for you, and how you wife for me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I ain't have a better way to say that.
I like it.
But yeah, like, we've been so on purpose about that. And like, every month we've been having similar conversations about how we can be better in the following months. I mean, we done everything from talking about it, journaling about it. We've fasted on it.
Listen.
Everything.
Listen,
like,
we ain't
so
playing.
exactly. So we've literally been doing it, like, from the small dates that we have throughout the week, the more intentional time that we've been having together. So
Our walks together.
So we've even from the things that you do, you know, like making sure that we take care of certain things so that way our week doesn't get overly consumed with us having to play catch up or do certain tasks and stuff like that. And you lightening loads off of me, you know, from the things you do around the house and all kind of stuff. Like, so, I mean, shoot, we've been acting in it, and we've been progressively getting better. So I'm like, I don't have a critique for that.
Yeah, I think for me, I ask myself that question for you often. Like, how can I be a better wife for you, especially with this version of you now? Because me being a wife for you like 5 years ago, you're a different version now. So I have to show up as a different wife for you now.
Yeah.
So I often ask myself, like, how can I show up better for you, for who you are right now and what you have going on right now? So, and some of that means like lighten the loads, making sure you don't have to think about other things outside of what the big picture is for us right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's, I have a lot of pressure on myself on being a better wife for you and showing up for you. So I'm glad you don't have any critiques, because that means I'm doing what I need to do to make sure I'm being who I need to be for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, question answer.
Oh, wait, it's your turn now.
So in reverse, are we doing
No, we just gonna, you want me to ask me that?
No, I
You
mean-
want me to ask me?
no, crazy. It'll be you asking like, do you want to just keep it different? We can keep it different.
You sure?
Don't even worry about it. Yeah,
You sure?
you know, that was my question. I answered it. I'll move on.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine. You know.
You can ask me that question if you want to.
No, it's good. It's good. We're gonna keep on moving. You know, it was your question.
Okay.
I got my own.
Did you want to answer? I feel like you wanted to answer. That's why.
I ain't necessarily need it, but now I'm already looking at this new question.
Okay.
Did you want to answer it? And I just moved to this one next?
I mean, it don't matter.
Okay, babe, tell me, how can I be a better husband for you?
How can you be a better husband? So I feel like, again, this is something we talked about, like, especially starting this year, we were like, we're going to make our marriage a priority. We're not going to be putting certain things on the back burner. We're not going to be putting date night on the back burner. We're not going to be putting time for each other on the back burner because we got so many goals to go after. It's like, no, we're going to put each other first, you know? And I feel like as we started this year, that was a giant step into that. You being that husband for me is us actually focusing on our marriage and putting it on the pedestal that it's supposed to be on.
Absolutely.
Because this is a beautiful thing and we need to treat it like it's freaking valuable.
Because it is.
So, and it's not that we haven't before. It's just like, shoot, we hit our 10 years in December. So it's like, dang, like when you look back, like, dang, we really 10 years in this thing?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, okay, what carried us the last 10 years will not carry us the next 10 years.
Right.
So it was very important for us to make sure we put our marriage on the pedestal. So us both deciding to do that kind of answers that question. Like us making it a priority.
Yeah. It's like realigning with who we are today.
Yes.
Yeah. And like setting a new standard. Like, hey, this is what the next 3, 5, 10 years or whatever, the direction that we're working in for for this next decade.
Right.
I feel it.
Yeah, and it's something we was talking about before is like more romance and more intimacy and things like that, and that's something that we've been, on. So I love that shit. I mean, I love that stuff.
I love you.
I love you.
Okay, so the actual next question is, what kind of things would you like for me to take more responsibility for?
Take more responsibility for.
Mm-hmm. What kinds of things would you like me to take more responsibility for?
I feel like that comes off kind of negative.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything I want you to take responsibility because it makes it seem like either you've done something or you haven't done something, and I'm like, I really don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
Because it comes off like
you need to own what you did.
Yeah, and I'm like, we don't. And, I guess I'll talk more on that now. I think that's so dope that in our marriage, but in our relationship as a whole, like even when we were friends, like we don't have anything to heal from each other.
Yeah.
Like there's no trauma or there's no hell that we put each other through in order for us to overcome and become this happily married couple.
Yeah.
Like we haven't experienced a lot of the craziness that other people have experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as taking responsibility for anything, there's nothing to take responsibility for because I guess I really don't know how to. There has never been a situation to where somebody needed to be like, oh, well, let me own this. I did that. Like, we don't have situations like that. We literally talk about everything.
That's real.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm glad to know that. Because in the same sense, I would say the exact same thing about you.
Yeah.
And it does have a little bit of a negative undertone.
It does.
And the only way I can really look at it is kind of like the previous question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take responsibility for being a better husband.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Like being whatever that may look like for you. Like, I mean, I own that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I feel like that's about as far as it can go.
Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. Like, listen, we don't go through nonsense together like that.
Fortunately.
Thank God.
Yeah, fortunately.
Okay, so you ready to go closer?
Go for it, baby. I'm with you.
All right. What is the next chapter of our relationship, of our marriage?
Oof.
The next chapter.
The next chapter.
I know what the next chapter is. I'm going to see if you're going to say what I'm going to say.
Man, listen, the next chapter of our marriage is the empty nester chapter, which I am so doggone excited about. And not even just for the sake of, baby girl going on to do whatever she decides to do. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking forward to a season where we can be that much more intentional with each other. Mm-hmm. We can be that much more into each other and rightfully so, only have to care about us in our immediate day to day and her being able to start getting into that era of owning her life. So for us in our next era, like, man, I see way more experiences together, more trips, more just loving on us, man, and just being so much more locked in on redefining our marriage from the perspective of it being now just about us. Mm-hmm. Granted, we still gotta make sure baby good forever.
Yeah,
but in this next chapter, man, it's all about us redefining what our marriage looks like for us at that next point to where it's my wife is the priority, like I'm the priority, and our marriage and what we are and what we're building together, like that is the priority. And going after other things that are also important to us and doing those things together.
With no limitations.
Yeah, with no limitations, not having to consider, hey, is she gonna be good over here? Can somebody watch her for this thing? And just being able to just do us and enjoying every bit of it.
Yeah.
So shoot, that's our next chapter. Getting up out of San Antonio. Nothing against it. For the people that love it. But moving.
Yes.
Reestablishing our life in another city.
Yeah.
H-Town, we on the way. I know it's a lot of y'all over there already. Make room for 2 more. I'm sorry to tell you, hey, I'm not sorry to tell you.
We coming anyway.
To tell you, we coming anyway. Make room for 2 more. We
you
pulling
don't gotta
up.
Make room. We kicking and punching our way through.
Yeah, man. Because we love the city, man. We
really
Houston.
Do. We
love
really
it.
Do.
Literally my favorite city. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to moving, rebuilding. I mean, not rebuilding. Is that a good word for it?
Just reestablishing
ourselves in a new environment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the next phase for us.
I agree. Wait, it's your turn.
It is.
Yeah.
Get closer. Oh no, let's get closest. Burning.
Uh-oh.
What are your top 5 values in life?
Top 5 values.
Top 5 values in life.
I would say family. I would say our marriage, fitness, my faith. That should have been up there. And I feel like these are one of those questions where, when somebody asks you, you don't even know the answer, but it's like something you live, so you don't really know how to answer it. Is that weird?
No, interestingly enough or whatever, just because I know you, I already knew what they were anyway.
Yeah,
it's go for it.
Well, good thing you know me that well. What's my 5th one then?
It's growth.
It's growth. Personal growth. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
That is it.
Yeah, so in no particular order, but all of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so faith, family, growth, fitness and our marriage.
Yeah.
Because that's what you live.
Yeah, literally. Daily.
Yeah. Yeah, so I knew the answer to that. Your turn, baby.
Okay. Do you want to go back to close?
But you can go wherever you want to go.
Or you
can go wherever you want to go.
Okay, we're just gonna bounce between. Let's bounce between closer and closest.
Okay, want to get off the surface?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Ooh. What made you fall in love with me?
Thinking back 12 years. What made me fall in love with you? A number of things. Love at first sight? Nah, I want to be as honest as humanly possible.
Yes, please do.
And not just saying some frou ass,
of course,
type ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what really made me fall in love with you is the fact that you accepted all of me. You accepted everything that I was, but you also were so stern in who you were, and everything that you were made me want to be better. So it wasn't even about you just loving me as I was. It's the fact that you saw so much more in me, and you were somebody that was able to be all of yourself while also loving me for who I was, but also seeing so much more in me. But you also didn't cut me no slack either. It was you had made me rise to the occasion, so to say.
Right.
And but even through all of that, you gave me space to grow. You gave me space to just work through all of my issues, because when I met you, I was already coming out of a pretty dark space. But Yeah, like I felt like I didn't have to pretend to be anybody with you. Mm-hmm. And like you saw me and all of my crap. Mm-hmm. And you were just there.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's hard to not love somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. That was a beautiful answer.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that was good. I think what's dope about that is like we were friends first. Like our relationship started out as friends. And I think like that's such a foundation to our relationship. We got to know each other on such deep levels before it got romantic. And I think that was really important and a big, like I said, impact on what we have right now. Somebody asked me on our window couple IG, they were like, they asked me how was I able to be friends with you when you referred to yourself as a red flag? Like, how did I see, what was it about you that helped me see past your red flags? And I was like, first of all, let's start here. He was not a red flag to me. Mm-hmm. It was a particular video where you talked about being a red flag. About. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, he was not a red flag to me. He's talking about things that he wanted to work on for himself, and he considered himself a red flag. However, I'll still answer the question. Just because someone has certain things that they need to work on themselves doesn't make them a bad person. Mm-hmm. I was like, Tron has always been a dope person. Him having things to work on didn't make him bad. It didn't make him treat me bad. And I was like, I had things to work on too. Like, so technically, if we let social media call it, we both was red flags. But ain't everybody? Like, because everybody always has things we can work on. But I just thought that question was interesting because she was like, how did you see past it? I'm like, there was nothing to see past. He was still a dope person and his internal struggles didn't impact how he treated me and loved me and was my friend. So yeah, I just thought it was an interesting question to me.
Yeah, and I think that's so interesting, man, because I done got so much different types of critiques, feedback, all types of stuff on that same thing. Mm-hmm. And it's exactly what you said. It's like everything that I said at that time, like, bro, that was me talking about how I felt about me.
Yeah.
I'm like, we hadn't even had these types of conversations at that time. So a lot of the heaviest stuff that I was dealing with internally, she didn't even know about it.
Exactly.
Like, she didn't even know about it. And it never touched her. Mm-hmm. Well, it never touched you.
Yeah, she being me.
Yeah, she being you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I had a lot of stuff going on, but we was just getting to know each other. Like, you didn't even know the severity of some of the stuff that I had recently gone through.
Right.
None of that.
Right.
But I carried myself, I think, at that time in a way to where I didn't let all of those things impact you and us being connected. Now, granted, I still had some stuff.
Yeah.
But again, I was 18.
I was 18 years old. Like,
yeah, we was 18.
Who doesn't have stuff?
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
And that be the thing, man, that really gets me. It's like anybody you meet, they're going to have something going on with them. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't see it up front, because the thing about humans is the fact that we're all flawed.
Right.
Like, none of us come ready-made, as we've said before. Mm-hmm. And the dope thing about it is like finding somebody where you can see enough in them to where you can say, you know what, this is somebody I'm willing to invest my time, my energy, and my effort into. Like, this is a person that's worth it. Mm-hmm. Because no matter how a person looks at first, like, you're always going to have to go through that. Mm-hmm. No matter how seemingly successful they may look, how well they carry themselves or whatever, everybody got their own stuff.
Right.
And it's even seen through some of those things to where you find some of the most loving and amazing things about people, and you're able to see them in a light that most people probably never would. Mm-hmm. And some people just want to be seen.
Right.
They want to be seen knowing that, like, hey, you know what? I exposed all of this to you, and you were still willing to work with me, to be there with me, to love me through it. And it's not saying you should do that with everybody.
Right.
You got to have some level of discernment. Good decision-making skills.
Come on.
Whatever. Some standards. That's not saying everybody's worthy of that.
Right.
But when it's the right person, and you know it's the right person, or at least the person you think that might be worth taking the chance on, it opens up things that are just magic. Like you really can't call it like nothing else. Like it's magic when the right two people come together.
That's so good.
And you got to be willing to just go for it. And I think we just went for it with each other. We gave ourselves the needed time, and we got to a space to where when we were ready, we were real ready. We were really, really ready. So ready to the point where nobody could tell us different.
That's good. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. What's funny, it made me think about how before we got together, you felt like you had a lot of stuff to work on for you, like as far as your insecurities and all that stuff. But I didn't realize I had certain things I needed to work on about myself until like a year ago. Like stuff just started hitting me out of nowhere, and I didn't realize that I had such internal issues that I needed to work through. Luckily, like it was things that didn't impact our marriage, but it was certain things, it was certain ways that I was viewing myself, certain things that I was feeling about myself, like from my childhood that popped up out of nowhere. Like sometimes stuff is going to hit you when you almost 10 years into your marriage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think like when people are like, oh, well, you know, that's a red flag, so I'm done with that. I'm done. Well, sometimes them red flags going to pop up at year 10. Then what you going to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we are human. If you are alive, you're always going to be going through something. And sometimes things don't pop up until something happens in your life, a life change or something random.
Absolutely.
And you realize, oh, crap, this is something I'm dealing with at freaking 30 that happened to me at 16. I've been carrying that since I was 16. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't realize it. So I think like, and you helped me through a lot of that stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, like people's outlook on other humans is just weird to me. Like we're not all perfect. Even the person who's looking at other people as red flags, like just work on your own.
Pretty much.
You know?
And it's because we think that no, how they be saying it nowadays? Basically they don't date off potential. Or people ain't seeing each other's potential and whatnot. You know, anyway.
Okay.
Even though everything is potential.
Everything is potential.
Everything.
Literally all of it.
Even in knowing that, I'm like, man, do you know, like marriage is work. It's real work. And sometimes things can be so dormant in us because we haven't been met with the situation that was meaningful enough to bring it back to the surface.
Come on.
We haven't been with someone who was worth doing the self-work to take care of that issue.
Come on.
Sometimes people are going through things and are dealing with things that are so heavy on them, or they might be so discreetly tucked away that they never run across somebody, or it's not until they run across the right person to where they start doing that self-work to even pay attention to that thing that had so much of an impact on them and to start addressing it.
Yeah.
It might be because you're the right one.
Come on.
As to why that thing actually even brought itself up in the first place.
Right.
So many perspectives.
Listen, it's been a privilege to grow with you through life these last 12 years. Like it has been a privilege and an honor. And I'm grateful for everything we've gone through, everything we've become, what we have is beautiful. And I wish other people could see that marriage is a beautiful thing if you take care of it the right way, if you go into it the right way, if you're with the right person, it can be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I definitely wouldn't be who I am today without our marriage. Without being with you.
Man, listen,
I would not
likewise.
be. And babe, I love me. And I'm like, there's no way. And I like sometimes like, dang, like what if this, we're weirdos to where we'll be like, hey, what if this didn't happen? I wonder who we would become if we didn't do this way, or if we changed this about our lives. I wonder what would happen or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think I want to try to imagine no more like what life would be if we did anything differently. Like even in the chaos that we've been through because of life. Yeah. I don't think I want to imagine it any other way, because being where we are now, I'm like, worth it.
Right. I'm good on the scenarios.
Yes, I'm worth it, man. Because we good over here.
Yeah.
I think.
So I think even having saying that, it gives me another level of gratitude, man, because you can't create something like this through happenstance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you really got to show up and be so open, so exposed, so willing to change and adapt and open so much of yourself up to another person and be willing to just deal with everything that life throws at you, man. And we've done that.
Yeah.
Like, we've really done that. Like, we've put in the time and the effort and the work and built what we have today. And we took on everything. You know what I mean? Like, we took on every single challenge that's tried to shake what we have. And none's got even, like, not even remotely close. Man, come on, babe.
Drop kick a mug in their forehead. Stop playing with me.
Come on, we different. All right, we finna go deep. We finna go closest.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's not that closest, you know, but it's all right.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel loved? Is there anything I can do to make you feel more loved? This is more so on some, like, you just met, like, 1 year, 1 to 3 year in your marriage type stuff. But,
Yeah.
you know, the question, let's do something better. Do you feel loved, baby?
Yes, I feel loved.
Okay, we're going to go a little bit. Let's try to go a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit more closest. How do we work through conflict?
We talk about it.
Exactly what we're doing right now.
Simple as that. We talk about it. We're not afraid to talk about things that are uncomfortable. We're not afraid to talk about things that are hard. We're not afraid to express our emotions with each other, even if it comes out ugly. We love each other enough to see through that. Yeah, like, I mean, when you care about somebody and love somebody, you okay with going through conflict. I mean,
you know what's interesting about that? We could do one more and wrap it up too.
Okay, baby.
But what's so interesting about conflict, especially in marriage, is for one, a lot of people struggle with it. When I was doing my little solo, like, Bible study one day, when I was just going through some stuff, man, I didn't realize how much that, you know, the Bible had to speak on, like, resolving conflict, like, literally strategic steps. Not gonna break that down here and ruin that.
Okay.
But in essence, it just came back to communicating in love, like in truth and love, and never let your desire to get out truth, or how we would say being right, overpower you so much to where you do that outside of love. Because the main goal is to always try to maintain harmony, because it's about being connected to the person and being in an environment to where everybody feels still loved, still valued, still appreciated,
Right.
even when the differences in opinions or thoughts come about. So we can handle conflict, and conflict really just being, I'm gonna call it something different, a difference in opinions,
Okay.
or viewpoints. But it's like, how can we still express ourselves in a way to where even at the end of this thing, you still know that I love you. You still know that I care about you, and never put our being right on such a pedestal to where it makes me step outside of love. And that's pretty much how I understood it coming from the word, you know. But I think that we've unknowingly always conducted ourselves in such a manner, you know what I mean? To where anytime we've ever had a difference, it's always been about trying to understand. And then even when we don't understand, we eventually got to a space to where we was like, I ain't gotta understand.
Yes.
And just because I don't understand don't mean that I love you any less.
Right.
You feel how you feel, or if that's the way, you know, that you're thinking about it, depending on what the situation is, it's like, you know, I got you. I still care. You know, you can feel how you feel, and we just find our own way around that thing and still come back together and come to a point to where we still keep each other the priority.
Right.
And our connectedness and the peace we have between each other the priority. And yeah, and I think we've done that pretty well for a lot of years now.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had any like difference of opinions or feelings to where it would negatively impact our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't recall having any situations like that to where it's like me feeling a certain way about a thing is going to be negative on our marriage. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you recall anything?
Never.
I don't think
Because we've never came into certain situations that I know of both saying like, hey, this is the way it gotta be and nothing else.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, hey, I don't agree with this certain thing and this is how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
We've done that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like even in the parenting role and stuff like that,
Right.
talking about, you know, like, hey, raising baby girl and whoopings and different things like that and parenting styles. We had our own like beliefs and stuff like that, but then we also got to a point where it was like, it was like, but why do I believe that? Why does it have to be that way? Is it okay if we decide to take this different approach? You know, so it's not like it needs to be this way, period, and no other way. And so I think we've always had that same type of approach to pretty much everything we've navigated, and it's done well for us.
Listen, I think healthy communication is so sexy. Like even like even with what you just said, it's like we can talk about like the whoopings, like not believing in like whooping your kids like that or whatever. But it's like you said, why do you believe that this is the way to do it? Like what brought you to that conclusion? Was it your upbringing that made you think like that, or like whatever? And it's like, okay, well, if that's the case, how did you being whooped impact you now? Like what, you know what I'm saying? I think like having like deep diving on certain things, like why do you feel this way about a thing? It doesn't, at this point right now, it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. I want to know why you feel this way so I can have a better understanding of you and we can get to the solution.
Yeah.
But help me understand you in this moment.
Where did it come from?
Yeah, where did it come from to where you feel this strong, like whatever it may be. If you feel this strongly about this, it came from somewhere. So let's deep dive on that. That can wait because it ain't that serious right now. But we here, you know?
Like, are you imparting somebody else's beliefs on me and saying that like, hey, you want me? Because now it's beyond you. It's like, no, it's not just me believing in you. It's believing in what somebody else taught you. And did they even know why they were doing it?
Exactly.
Or were they just conditioned to do a certain thing too? And unpacking all of that. So, and I think we've, again, probably unknowingly so, done well having conversations like that over the past years.
I love
like
it.
unpacking. It's not that it's just finna be a certain way, but like, no, where did that come from?
Right.
And establishing what we wanted to be for our own reasons that don't go back beyond us and our household. Like, nah, we not bringing nobody's nothing
up
into
in
this.
here, period.
We finna establish this for our own reasons and get to the root of like why we want to do whatever it is that we're doing and our purpose behind it.
That's it. And that's it.
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, shoot. I don't like this question. Well, it says, what do you think are my 5 top values in life? We already talked about that. I don't like that. And what can we do to improve our physical intimacy?
Just do it more.
I'm done. Turn off the camera. I'm done. Show's over.
I mean, that's really all you could really do.
No, with physical intimacy, it's definitely. I know you are. With physical intimacy, well, this is your question. You answer first.
I'm curious. Like, you really had a thought right there.
No, because I was just going to say, like, with physical intimacy, I think it's important for people to know, like, it's different for men and women.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, like, your answer is going to be drastically different than mine. So, yours might just be do it more. Like, how many times can we do it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
pretty much.
Can we put a big number on it? So,
like, I don't really got a whole lot of requirements.
Yeah.
If it go from whatever to more, or I ain't got a whole lot.
As long as I'm getting it, I'm good. Like,
I'm like, no,
I'm done.
I'm pretty cut and simple. Like, I don't take a warming up. Like, I don't really need all of that.
You're annoying. I'm just being honest. But I think, like, even I mean, we're clearly talking about sex right now, but even with physical intimacy, for you, something else is like you like to just touch me. Like that's still physical intimacy.
Of
Like
course.
whenever we're just like
I
sitting
just
on the
like being
couch,
close to
you
you.
just like to touch me. Like even when you're driving, you like to have your hand on my thigh. Like that's a part of physical intimacy too. I know we
Absolutely.
jump straight into
Yeah.
shout
yeah.
out, you know.
Hey, but real talk, I mean, I never even thought of like physical touch being like a love language, so to say. But man, I love being close to my wife. I mean, have you seen yourself?
I mean,
Okay, so you understand my dilemma. But yeah, like I adore you, like for real, in a real way, in a deep, meaningful way. Like, I adore you, and I like, shoot, girl, I like touching you, girl. I like adventuring and exploring all up and around. You know, play with it.
All in the
But
nooks and crannies.
hey, exactly, exactly.
What are we
I
doing?
don't know, man. But anyway, yeah, man, I'm just crazy about you.
Yeah.
So anytime I get to be close to you, like I'm in my happy place. Ain't gonna lie to you.
I love it.
Hey, man, we gon' time out right there. But hey, if you guys have enjoyed the episode, please do, man, like, comment, and subscribe. Tap in with us any and everywhere, man. You know, be it Instagram, YouTube, whatever your favorite podcasting platform is. And until next time, family, my name is John Tron. This is my beautiful queen.
Adore you.
We are one dope couple. And until next time, peace and love.